All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first community chat of 2021. We have a lot of topics to discuss. I ask that everyone to stay on mute until the end. At the end of the session, we're going to open up the question and answers. So if you could just take any questions you have and write them down, and we will answer them at the end. If Dr. Ford or Lisa, if you could monitor the waiting room. As parents come in, I made you guys co-hosts.
Sure, I got it.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to start the presentation by talking about our tentative hybrid return. As of today, we are scheduled to return, our scholars are scheduled to return on March 1st, 2021. If we get any changes from our board of trustees or our CEO, Mr. Palmore, I'll be sure to make everyone aware via Dojo. And I would ask Ms. Vanoy, Giselle Vanoy, to send a text message out or an all call. That way that we can hit as many different outlets as possible so you're aware of the change. But as of today, we are scheduled to come back on March 1st on campus for anyone that chose hybrid. And letters will be sent home by me no later than February 23rd with what cohort your child's in if you sign them up for hybrid. And that's pretty much it for that part. Ms. Ramirez and Mr. Stratton.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for attending. It's great to see all of your faces. We just want to talk, Ms. Stratton and I just want to talk about the academic portion. And so far, the State Department of Education has not changed the criteria for academic expectations. So with that being said, we do recognize that our remote learning is very different than their previous school experience, but learning is still synchronous, which means that our scholars are exposed to live lessons with their actual teachers present every single day except for Wednesday. And it is imperative that your child be in class with their cameras on, unless they're sick, of course, and then we just want them to get better. But it's also very, very important that they're completing and turning in their assignments, all of their assignments, because attendance counts as well as grades counting toward promotion. So one of the ways that you can ensure that your child is turning in all of their assignments and meeting the academic expectations is to check PowerSchool. Ms. Stratton could probably elaborate a little more on that, but checking PowerSchool, communicating with their teachers, but just making sure that they're in class with their cameras on every day and completing all of their assignments. In the event that they happen to be failing one or more subjects, there are consequences for that. And there's also which result in summer enrichment or summer school and credit recovery. And Mrs. Stratton, I'm going to, our school counselor, I'm going to turn it over to you to speak a little more about the summer school or summer enrichment and credit recovery.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, with the, we've been conducting parent meetings with at-risk students who have failed one or more classes, the first quarter and the second quarter. And we have met with a lot of the parents. We sent out letters to the parents and asked them to create an appointment to discuss their scholars' academic performance up until this point. We still have time to recover from any failing grades at this point, but it's very imperative that the parents and the scholars are aware of their situation. Last year, the state required that we did not retain any students because of the academic stress that was placed on students with the emergence of COVID and having to transfer to a virtual learning situation. the state expects us now to be stable in our learning environment, and therefore they have not given us any directives concerning the fact that students can no longer be retained. So therefore, we are moving forward with our at-risk protocols. Now, if a scholar fails one class, then that scholar is eligible to attend the summer enrichment program. If a scholar fails 2 or more core subjects, then they are required to attend a summer credit recovery program. In the past, our credit recovery program has been totally correspondence courses, which the parents were responsible for the financial aspects of. And through that recovery program, a class could cost anywhere from $100 to $300 per class. So we have had students that have done that in the past. And once they complete the courses successfully, then we adjust their grades by averaging the grade that they received from the school and then the grade that they received through the correspondence course, and then giving them a final passing grade for the year. If a student does not successfully complete the credit recovery, then that student is retained. And then we would have to go through the retaining process, and there are different protocols that we go through for that. So hopefully this year, I know that Mr. Busacco and the administration are in discussions regarding us having our own credit recovery program this summer. That's still in the works. We don't know how that's going to pan out, but we want to make parents aware of the fact that as of now, a student can be retained. And that's why it's very important that they attend their classes, that they turn in their work and make sure that their work is submitted. Next slide. So in an effort to help our parents, I think every month we have put up the schedule beginning in October, I think. Ms. Ramirez, Mr. Busacco?
Well, we initially, we started this whole thing in September. And we worked based on some of your feedback and student success in getting into classes, and then revised it so that we created what we like to call one-stop shopping experience, so to speak.
Right.
And that is where each cohort has a specific schedule, and those schedules are posted on Class Dojo. They're also in their Google Classrooms. And this particular document, this schedule, it contains every link to every class that your child has. And like Mrs. Stratton said, it's updated every single month. We check the links to make sure that they're working properly, that they're directing your child to the correct place. But we really are making an effort to make sure that this process, because it is so different, is easy for you and easy for your child. So we're trying to make sure that everything is kind of condensed and that you only have one place to go in order to make sure that your child is getting the correct instruction that they're supposed to get.
Yes, and I believe these links are also tied to their Google Classrooms, because I know some teachers use the Google Classroom, but these links are tied to the Google Classroom, so students should not have any excuse for not being able to attend their classes.
So Mrs. Stratton and I talked about what can parents do. I'm sure, like we've said several times, that this is a new and different experience. And some of us are not as familiar with technology as others. And So this is just some of the things that you can do in order to ensure that your child is on the right track for promotion. Ms. Stratton, you want to start?
Oh, sure. So first of all, using the schedule that is posted, ensure that your students are attending classes. We have invited all parents to participate in Dojo. This is, the schedule is posted on Dojo on a monthly basis, as we have said. And also some parents have given their scholars Dojo accounts so that they can also access it freely. We just need to make sure that your child is in class and the protocols for being in class are adhered to, which means that their camera should be on, they should be in uniform. And even though I know that the cameras are supposed to be on, I know that some teachers allow the students to have the camera on, but tilted toward, as long as they can see the top of their head, to make sure that the student is there and present. They don't have to actually be on camera. Also, make sure all assignments are completed and turned in. A lot of times parents will say, I saw them working, I know that they were working, but the assignment, the student can turn in the assignment without necessarily completing it. So please verify. And parents also have access, can have access to Google Classroom to go in and look at the assignments and see what's been submitted and what has not been submitted.
And like we said before, just make sure that you're checking their progress on PowerSchool. And if you have any concerns about grades or participation in class, make sure that you communicate with their teacher. You can do that via Dojo messages or emails. And also really try and make it a point to attend parent-teacher conferences, or as Mrs. Stratton stated before, all these the parent meetings that we're having for those students that are in risk of failure. There's important information that's passed on during those times. So if given the opportunity, or if you feel that you need to schedule one, by all means, please make sure that you are either scheduling or attending a parent-teacher conference.
Yes, at any time during the course of the quarter, if there's something that you would like to discuss with the teacher and you're not able to I guess, set up an appointment, you can always email me and I will speak with the teacher and try to set something up so that we can conference if you have any questions regarding a grade or the reason that a student was given a certain grade, you know, to go through the protocols with the teacher.
And I'm also going to add on Wednesdays, if we don't have our Dojo assembly, which happens on the last Wednesday of the month, we have Wednesdays available from 9 a.m. to 12:30 to schedule drop-ins with your child's teacher. Your child can schedule individual help with the teacher during that time. They do a lot of SEL, small group instruction. I meant SGI. They do a lot of SGI on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesdays is used for your scholar to drop in and ask for extra help. And that's available from 9 a.m. to 12:30 every Wednesday. Every teacher is available except for the last Wednesday of the month. And they're also available to meet with any parent that is free at that time. But as Ms. Stratton and Ms. Ramirez said, we can also schedule meetings later on in the afternoon. Just reach out to Mrs. Stratton and she'll help coordinate that with you.
That's it. Oh, the high school application process began in October. It was supposedly running through January 22nd. I received an email this morning from Patterson Public Schools that they extended the deadline until February 5th. Currently, I have, they sent me a list of the students who have completed the high school choice form. There were only 14 students on the list, so we are about 80 students short of completing the choice form for Patterson Public Schools. Every student should complete the Patterson Public Schools choice form. I know that all parents want their child to either attend PCTI or Manchester. That is not practical. They don't normally take all 100 of our students. So some of our students will matriculate in other high schools. If we complete the choice form, then your child has a choice of which one of those schools they would prefer to matriculate in. They are given by lottery, so they will go through the first choice, second choice, and third choice. Also, the selection process is not, it's by lottery, so there are no applications for this. So please, if your student has not completed the choice form, please do that as soon as possible. It just gives them more choices. We have some students that are accepted at 5 schools, and then they elect which school they want to attend. So the availability is there. Please utilize all of the choices that are available to your scholar.
And then Mrs. Stratton will be posting that later today on Dojo with any pertinent information with the link. That way it's easier for everyone to find it. So look for that later today. And please spread the word to the rest of our 8th grade families that we need every single one of them to fill out that form. And luckily they extended the deadline. Ms. Davis?
Yes, hello. Hi, this is Miss Davis. Just want to give 1 second. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. I think okay. Okay, just want to give you an update on updating all student information and how important it is to give this information. All information as in your address changes, telephone numbers, anything that changes that contains to your student, it needs to be reported and sent in. We have a link that was posted on Dojo, the form for any updates that you need to update any information. And if you have moved or have a new address or a new, just a new address, please make sure you, because for me to do any changes in the SIS, it requires that I have a PSE&G bill or a lease of a copy. We need this information. So if we have any information that needs to be sent home, I'm the one that does the mail-ins. And with this last mailing, we sent all report cards home. So if you did not receive your report card, that means that we got your report card back to the school. It was sent back to us because we didn't have your correct address. So with that being said, just make sure that you update all information and you send your information to that form that was posted. Make sure you send your information and put in all information on that link. And also send me your PSE&G bill if you did move. That's about it.
All right, and I will also have this link reposted again. So if you didn't fill it out, please do so. It takes about 2 minutes, and it also asks if you want pictures of your child shared on Class Dojo, so a photo release form. So if you can please just submit that, we greatly appreciate it. And I also want to add that Mrs. Davis is the young lady that just spoke. Please make sure if your child is not feeling well, that you contact her directly. You're going to contact Mrs. Davis directly. You can email her at tdavis@ccsp.org, or you can send her a message on Class Dojo. If your child is sick and they, got just like we would be in school, and they're going to miss class and they have a doctor's note, please send the doctor's note to Ms. Davis so she can update their attendance. Otherwise, she cannot update their attendance without a doctor's note. So a doctor's note is very important if your child is staying home for any medical reason whatsoever. So please make sure you reach out to her.
And I also want to add, if you have if you need your link for your Power School, I am the person that you get in touch with. You can send me an email. You can send it to my dojo, or you can send it to my email that you need this Power School information, and I will send it as soon as possible.
Thank you. Dr. Ford?
Okay, good afternoon or good morning, families. I'm Dr. Ford, Dean of Student Culture for our middle school campus, and I'll be talking to you today about our SEL, or our social emotional learning curriculum. It's great to see so many parents that I've known before and had a chance to work with, and some new parents that I haven't necessarily met. But for those of you who may have wondered where I was away on paternity leave, so it's great to be back. I had a great chance to spend some time with my family. But I want to start off by saying that part of our mission at CCSP is to inspire and to empower our children, our families, and our staff with opportunities to positively shape their lives. And we believe that our new year-long SEL curriculum will help us to do that. So now, for those of you not familiar with SEL, our next slide is going to give you kind of a basic overview. SEL focuses on developing 5 areas of people's lives: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. We are using a program called Sweet 360, which helps students develop these skills by giving them real-world scenarios that they can discuss with their classmates and teachers. These lessons focus on topics like how to be a good friend, anti-bullying, helping out parents at home, conflict management, etc. Part of the philosophy of SEL is that it's most effective when it's done on 3 different levels. And those 3 different levels are kind of outlined by those 3 circles on a diagram. In order for SEL to be most effective, it has to be supported in specific classrooms, in the school overall, and at home. And that's where you come in. On the next slide, I want to kind of point out that we've purchased this program called Sweet 360 Parent. Now, Sweet 360 Parent allows you to follow along with your child's SEL class on any electronic device, whether it's an iPad or a cell phone, tablets, computers, etc. You'll go to the website that's listed here on this flyer. Please note that you do not need to type www in, and I'll also point out that this was uploaded on Class Dojo, and I'll re-upload it again today after this meeting. But what you'll need to do is you'll go to the website that's listed here, and you'll type in the activation code, which is CCSP-NJ, and you'll be able to follow along with your child's SEL class. Now, I really do want to note that this class is important. Students do receive a grade in it. So it's really important that you keep up with your child's work and that you notify your teacher or myself if you have any questions about it. Thank you.
Is Ms. Plaza here? I don't think so, but I got it. So we have a lot of events coming up this month. As you know, we have our honor roll celebration later today at 2 o'clock. We're very excited that we have, I believe the number is 125 scholars, up from 93 last marking period. So we're very proud of that. We are having our William Patterson College Readiness Series on February 4th. So that is for our 8th graders and parents to hear about college and career readiness. And we're going to start this college readiness platform with William Patterson on February 4th. There's a homeschool council on February 9th at 6 o'clock. Ms. Plaza will be sending that link out shortly. We're doing a celebration of lost ones to COVID and other things on February 12th, 2021 at 2:30. It's going to be at 8 Morris outside in the parking lot, but we're also going to record it. It's just going to be a somber celebration. Ms. Perry will be speaking. I believe the mayor will be at this event, and a couple other people will be at this event on February 12th. We're having our 3rd annual Black History Month celebration on February 24th at 10:30. So that's going to be an amazing event. Mrs. Perry, Ms. Davis, and Mr. Zach, our music teacher, are running this event, and this will be our 3rd time doing it as a middle school. And we look forward to yet another big event, as we always do for this month. Read Across America Week is March 1st to March 5th. If you are interested in reading a book virtually to our scholars, depending if we're on campus as well, but definitely virtual. If you're interested, please send myself an email, Busacco, BUSSACCO at ccsp.org, or Miss Plaza, eplaza at ccsp.org. And we will put you on a sign-up sheet. And then our last event in March, we're gonna have many more after that, but our last event on this page, we are gonna do a celebration of women of CCSP on March 12th, and more information to come. And we plan to make this a big event as well. Nurse Asha?
Yes, hi everyone. Good morning. I am Nurse Asha, and I am the school nurse for the middle school. Welcome and thank you for being here. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about COVID-19 and give you some vaccination information. So this slide here, the data show, I wanted to share with you some data for the city of Paterson as well as Passaic County as of Tuesday, which was the 26th, and Wednesday, the 27th. So for the city of Paterson, the total confirmed cases as of Tuesday, it's 20,595. New confirmed cases are 149. And confirmed deaths are 443. In Passaic County, the total confirmed cases are 46,341, new confirmed cases 330, and confirmed deaths 1,422. So in comparison with the new cases alone from the city of Paterson and the new cases in the entire county, it's almost like a 50%. Of the entire new confirmed cases. So this shows that the city of Paterson has some work to do, and we need to, reduce the spread of COVID-19. Next slide. So on this graph, you would see that the positive cases for the city of Paterson during the holiday season, there were spikes, which shows, during social gatherings, the cases go up. And then you see like in January, it started to decline. So right now we're at 149 cases as of Tuesday, the 26th. So in the next slide, you would see these are some ways that we could protect ourselves and others from COVID-19. So here it says that we could wash our hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. It's important to wash our hands before we eat, before we prepare food, before touching our face, after using the restroom, blowing our nose, coughing, sneezing, changing a diaper for the ones who have babies at home, after touching animals and pets. It's also important that we wash our hands after we touch our face, our mouths, covering our cough, our sneezes with a tissue or with our elbows. And it is important that we stay away from people who are sick. If we have sick family members in our home, we should be wearing a mask and staying 6 feet away when possible, or if possible. We should open our windows and doors, to get like an air circulating, cleaning our frequently touched tables, doorknobs, light switches, keyboards, laptops, computers at home. Also, if you don't have soap available, you can use like hand sanitizer with at least 60% of alcohol. And also it is important to monitor our daily health by being alert for symptoms. Stay home if you are sick. And if you have those symptoms like coughing, headache, the chills, body pains, joint pains, you should get tested. And also remember, in order to slow the spread, we need to wear masks, avoid crowds, and practice social distancing. Next slide. So this is some vaccine information. So who is eligible to get the COVID vaccine at this time? And that would be phase 1A and phase 1B. That would be phase 1A, your nurses, doctors, pharmacists, nursing home residents. Phase 1B, first responders or police, firefighters, or age 65 and older. If you have a health condition, if you have cancer or diabetes, kidney disease, you fall in phase 1B. Also smokers and teachers. It's also important to note that for teachers, they are not required to get the vaccine to come back to school. It is not a state requirement at this time. Also, there is no vaccine available for children under 16 years and over and under. And also, I just wanted to point out that vaccinations are free for everyone, 16 and over. You can pre-register at covid19.nj.gov/vaccine, or if you don't have access to a computer, you can call the hotline at 855-568-0545 between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And also, you can get valuable information at covid19.nj.gov. And finally, last but not least, if you have kids who are in 6th grade and they are due for their Tdap and meningococcal vaccines, please do so as soon as possible because it's a state law. Thank you.
Ms. Smith?
Good morning, everyone. We just wanted to briefly touch upon some of the Chromebook and technical concerns that students may be having. So since school has started, we've had a number of different ways in which we were trying to handle Chromebook exchanges and getting Chromebooks available to students. Initially, we were short in supply. At this point, we have gotten Chromebooks and they are, I do have some in stock and available in order to do exchange. I would like to clarify, when the students are getting Chromebooks, they are not necessarily brand new Chromebooks. I know a number of students were bringing in the Chromebooks that they had that were home and were working, and they thought that they would be getting brand new Chromebooks. That was not the case. If your student, your child has a Chromebook that is defective, camera not working, starting to have issues with the microphone, screen, those type of things, they will be getting a refurbished Chromebook. But the school does have them in supply. In the process that we have begun at this point is that parents will begin contacting me again as we initially did. Depending on what the problem is with the Chromebook, there is a possibility that you will be asked for a deposit for the other Chromebook, because if your 2-year-old jumped on the 7th grader's Chromebook, obviously that's user damage, and just to ensure that we'd be able to rectify that, there would be a request for a deposit. But I don't want anybody who may have difficulty coming up with that deposit or anything like that to feel like they should not contact me to let me know. First of all, any information that you share with me about something or a financial situation, if you don't have it, we will make sure your child is still guaranteed to get their education through the use of a Chromebook. If you do need one, please feel free to contact me at ksmith@ccsp.org. That is my direct email address. Additionally, you may contact me on Class Dojo.
you'll be responded to within 24 to 48 business hours, but I am making it my business to try to check every day just so we can get the Chromebooks exchanged out. We don't want anything to impede your child's ability to learn. And by the end of the day today on Class Dojo, just the general process will be put across all grade level Class Dojo, so you parents will be able to reference it. When you bring it in, I will be asking, just that you take a picture of the Chromebook and you share it with us, that type of thing. But it's a very simple process. We took out some of the steps that we had initially been advised we needed to add, and we just want to make it easier to make sure that the children are able to learn. So feel free to contact me directly, and you can call me. I don't have a problem with you guys having my telephone number, even though I know this is being recorded. You can call me on my cell phone or text me on my cell phone. My telephone number is 862-334-0989, because I know a lot of parents are working and sometimes they don't have access. So I'm available for you to let me know what it is that your child needs, and anything that we need to do will get done for your child to get the Chromebook. If it's a password issue, even though it's not on the slide, as Mr. Busacco has shared on Class Dojo many times, if they need a password reset, they're having issues with their login information, that type of thing, we would refer it to our IT department, and that would be Mr. Castillo. So all that will be shared on the form that's going to be put on Class Dojo by the end of the day. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to open it up for everyone that joined us today for any questions and answers. So you can unmute one by one and we'll answer your questions. Michelle?
Yes. What position is Nasir opponent? Because I haven't received nothing from the school. They got the right address, my lease and all that. So I don't know.
What position?
I don't think he's doing well.
Well, please reach out to Ms. Davis, Tamika Davis, because you should have access to Power School. We shared that out, the link for that over 5 times already on Dojo.
How do you know if he in danger of graduating and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's all on Power School. If he has an F, then he's in danger of failing. And if you haven't heard from Mr. Stratton about a meeting, then you're good. That means he's doing very well for academically. So that's actually a good thing. So please reach out to Ms. Davis for Power School access, and you can see your child's grades every single day they're put in. Any other questions?
No, that'll be it for right now.
All right, thank you. Does anyone else on this call have any questions for us?
Mr. Busacco, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that the schedule is available in the Google Classroom. I asked Armani if she could find out to see, but she said that she doesn't know where it's at. Can you tell me exactly where can I find that link?
So Mrs. Asoldi, you're on here, and she can probably explain it better than me. I'm gonna do my best. So when you're in Google Classroom, every teacher has their own page on there, and they let you, and that's where the invite is. So each class has an individual invite from that teacher. So it's not like you'll see a whole schedule of everything. On each person, you'll see that link. I think I said that correctly, but Mrs. Asoldi, are you here still?
Yes.
Yeah, and also a lot of the teachers have the schedule as right when you go onto their Google Classroom. It's actually in the banner of their Google Classroom. So it says which days and times they meet, and then the link is usually right on top. And if not, then click, if you click classwork, there should be a tab under there that says resources or class links or Zoom links. So it should be right in there.
And you know what we'll do though for other parents that have that question, because that's a great question. I'm gonna ask one of the teachers that they can put together a quick 2-minute video of what it looks like on their end, so that you can see what an invite looks like. Because I think a lot of parents are getting confused that it would be a whole calendar, but it's not. It's exactly what Mrs. Asoldi said. So I think that's what the misconception might be.
All right. I just want to make sure that I know, so this way I can find it and they have no excuses not to go to class.
Yeah,
and because I like to text message them on their phones, and then I text message them their daily schedule, so this way they have the breakdown of their daily schedule. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make sure that some video is done by Monday that we can post, just so it gives a tutorial.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Okay, Class Dojo. the feed, all that information keeps going down and down and down. So whenever I'm looking for certain information, it takes time to find it. Is there any way that it can be pinned, like for the day of or that week if an event is happening?
Yep, so big events we do pin. This one I can tell you was not pinned, and that was my fault. I can say that, but we usually do pin it. Miss Finn or Mrs. Asoldi handles that, and I just forgot to tell them to do that. But what we're doing now is we finally got, as you're probably aware, we have we're getting a new website, a CCSP website. So we're going to be able to just focus on class websites and have major events posted there. So we have more authority as a school, as a middle school and the elementary school to post that. But we will make sure moving forward that we don't make that mistake that I made and didn't pin this event, because I know it's overwhelming. And I've also moved ELT off of our main pages, and now there's just an ELT dojo, because I also realized that they were posting all their links every single night. So it becomes overwhelming. When I post something in the morning, you have to scroll through 15 things from that whole day to find it. So we do realize this is becoming overwhelming for parents, and we're trying to troubleshoot it as quickly as possible. So yes, we're going to have that fixed, hopefully by next week, because we're almost done with that website. The new website we're moving forward with. So that should fix a lot of the problems. Not
In the
every
meantime,
problem,
what I,
but a lot.
Mr. Busacco, I think Ms. Davis and I noticed that on Class Dojo, that some of the parents that though they may be linked to the grade specific, they don't get to the CCSP middle school one. And the CCSP middle school, Tamara, might be more what you're looking for without all the notes from the teachers that's specific, like if you just wanted something general. So I'll definitely check to see whether or not you're linked on that particular one, because most parents go on to the grade level, which will have the notes that the teachers have for the kids or specific to that grade level. But there's one main page that generally just has messages from administrators. So Ms. Stratton's would be there. If Dr. Ford had something, Ms. Davis, and it could take that out. But in the interim, I'll see if you're connected until the website comes up, if that presents an option that you might find helpful as well.
Thank you.
Yep, and then we're also going to make sure that big events like this are posted. That way it just stays on the top. We did that for a couple events before this one.
I think this is actually the first one that hasn't been that didn't do that, because normally you also start like I know when Ms. Stratton does it, she's very good at making sure that there's reminders that kind of get set up and that type of thing as well. So going forward, it should be less of a concern.
Do we have any other questions, wonderings?
I had a quick question. It was answered within the meeting, but I just wanted to confirm that since we're doing homeschool virtual learning still, that it is a requirement for our children to still wear the tops of the uniforms while on cameras. That's correct?
Yes, it's a requirement from the CCSP, correct?
Which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, since Wednesdays is not.
Synchronous.
So is a requirement. I'm gonna bring that over to my children because they did say that they weren't mandated, but I just wanted to confirm that.
Yep, it's definitely a requirement. We're gonna be as always as honest. It's very hard for us to enforce, so we just ask parents to help us enforce it. There's not much we can do if the child's not wearing their uniform at home, but we would love for them to be in uniform and represent the school that they go to.
Absolutely, got it.
Thank you. Any other questions before we wrap up?
One more question. You did say that on Wednesdays, if our children need extra help with any subjects, the teachers are available between 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Or do I have to set appointment or schedule with the corresponding teacher that my child needs that help with?
Yep, usually they're available from 9 to 12:30, but we ask that you schedule in advance because they're trying to keep the instructions to small group. So there's a lot of signups. I know for 8th grade in particular, there's a whole sign-up sheet that the 8th graders are able to do, and they can just pop in. So just email the teacher like, hey, my child needs help this Wednesday, with this skill. Can you please help them out? What times are good for you?
Okay.
Remember, the teacher is going to work, usually has four cohorts. So they split their time between the 4 cohorts.
Okay, thanks. That's good to know.
Mr. Busacco, I know that they have the food program. I think that a lot of parents probably don't live in our neighborhood, so it's harder for the kids to go out and actually pick up the food themselves.
Mhm.
Is that why maybe we don't have that many people participating in the program?
I can look into that because Miss Rivera, Daisy Rivera handles that, and me and Miss Keisha will find out. I think that might be a good reason why. Yes. So
And also the time. I believe that you do it during the time when I'm working,
Mhm.
so I can't leave to go get food. So I haven't been able to participate.
I
I'm
will
sure parents have the same situation.
Yep, I'll bring that to Mr. Smith because he handles that. That's his department. But I'll definitely bring that to Craig, to Mr. Smith, and Ms. Rivera, our food service manager. So that's a valid concern. I'll definitely make sure that me and Keisha bring that to them today.
Yeah, because
Well,
I think that
and Tamara, a lot of our parents have chosen to participate in Patterson Public Schools as well. So I know, especially when we first went into lockdown and things like that, the numbers. First of all, if anybody does let Daisy know that they need some special time, Miss Rivera definitely has worked. I've seen her. I know she was worked around making sure that parents could get stuff to the kids. And 9 times out of 10, if it's really just a question of making sure that somebody at the school is aware. There's been times that her and her staff were supposed to leave, and because she knew I was in the building, she asked that I would be able to get the food to the parents, or whatever the case is. I know community schools, Miss Plaza has had parents reach out to her directly as well. So if the parents let us know that there's a need, not only are we going to, of course, as a school community, try to make sure that we are getting the resources to you, but even the school safety monitors, and hopefully the majority of you have been getting your phone calls from our school staff on a weekly basis, just checking in to say hi. We wanted to make sure it wasn't just the text messages or the notes that you get in Dojo reminding you that little Keisha forgot to do her homework or didn't show up for class. So we've been trying to make an effort to call you guys and just say hi and remember that that we're there. If there's a need that you guys have, hopefully at least, and looking at the names of the parents that's on the call, I know most of you, and if I don't know you, I'm pretty sure there's one person, one teacher, one staff member in the building you feel close to. Anything that you guys share with us, anything that you guys need to let us know. Somebody in the family has COVID, we're in quarantine, so we can't get X or we can't get Y. If you share it, it is confidential. It's not something that goes in the community forum. We don't have a staff newsletter that puts everybody's business in to everyone that's available. What we do is get together as a community. I know at least two times Mr. Busako, myself, and Ms. Davis came with money out of our pockets to go grocery shop, and Mrs. Perry has contacted the church that she's gone to bring food to the school for a student that wasn't even ours. It was a co-worker's situation. If you guys let us know there's a need between us, the NJCDC, and just because of who we are, I tell you, the people that I work with, they're amazing. We will try to help you. And if we can't do it as the school, we definitely have resources that we try to make things get done. So you can always, email any one of us. You can always call any one of us. And as a community, that's one of the reasons I still work at this school. We always still will try to come together. So I hope you guys do know that this coffee chat is really a little different than how we would normally do it between 32 and Ellison. It would be much nicer to have our Dunkin' Donuts coffee with our creamer and our sugar. Mr. Busako always makes sure he stops at BJ's or Costco and get the good juice, and our bagels or our muffins and things like that. So this is a little different, but the goal and the plan is that we will be doing this on a monthly basis. And it's also the time that you guys get to just come and share us and tell us what we're doing right. We definitely get told what we don't do right, which isn't much because we're perfect in every way almost.
Thank you.
Mr. Busako, you wasn't supposed to shake your head, no. But
yeah, guys,
these are the meetings that's supposed to be about, the lighthearted ones, the ones that's a little bit more easy, a little bit more strange. So just the fact that we're doing it over online doesn't, mean that it's the same thing as it is when we do our back to school presentation. We want you guys to know we're still working to make sure that you feel engaged. We know you guys all feel overwhelmed at home. I think I'm a good mother, but for some reason, my son's school won't stop calling me and telling me he's not doing his homework. you know? So we all understand what the struggle is. We're dealing with it as parents, and we're definitely dealing with it as teachers. I know Tamara, you work out of school and you have your kids in school. It's a lot of work. So we just want to remind everybody we're all here and we're all in this together.
Right. Yeah, no, my concern was that we have 900 students and only 100 families are participating. And I get text calls. I get texts asking about, my child. I don't get a phone call. I did get a phone call from you back a few months ago, but maybe I ended up on somebody else's list. It doesn't matter. The thing is that we need to reach out to those that we're not getting services to, because there's so many services that you are providing, but I would love to see more families,
So maybe
benefit
we just
from
have
it.
to figure out a better way to make sure people know that we can work around that, because I know when people find out that Mr. Busaco's in the building, or they call me and they see this background, they're like, you're at work, they think everybody's at home. And
Yeah.
everybody's not at home. So as you guys, share with each other, there's people in the building. Like I said, even if they're not, Oh, yeah, even if they're not, we'll figure it out. There was times when nobody was supposed to be in the building. Mr. Busaco was willing to drive from his home to come help me do a Chromebook distribution. And I live 5 minutes from the school. So if there are needs, especially something like food, we could definitely work it out. So if you guys know anybody that needs that type of thing, yeah, let them email somebody and we'll figure something out. Even if it's a temporary situation till we could get something more long term. I know for a while I was going to Patterson Public Schools, picking up food and dropping it off to different families' houses that had COVID. That wasn't an ask that the school made of me. That's what we do. So yeah, we could figure out the ways that they could do it. But I do think a lot of people are taking advantage of Patterson, maybe because of the extended hours, like you were saying that they have, because their hours are a bit more extensive than ours are. I think we're done by 8:30 or 9. But like I said, I do know if somebody were to let Daisy know that, she would ask MJ if it was at 75 or me over here. There's school safety monitors in the building. We can ensure that they get food if they need it.
Also, I'd like to reiterate the fact that if someone is ill, or if a parent is experiencing some technical difficulty with Wi-Fi or whatever, and it keeps their child from attending classes, if you notify us, then we will make the teachers aware of that fact and allow the student to make up the assignments in whatever manner is best for the student. So if a family member is ill and students can't attend classes, then please notify the nurse, notify Mr. Busaco, and we will, I'll speak with the teachers, and we will give that child additional time to make up those assignments so that they will not fall behind academically.
I will ask that that's done in a timely manner. Like if a teacher reaches out to the parent, it shouldn't be like 3 weeks later, we're finding out that the student hasn't had a phone or a computer for three weeks. That's 3 weeks that they could have been getting help and extra resources that they needed. And a lot of times that's what happens. The kids will make one offhand comment to one teacher, and then they kind of assume that there's like a trickle down effect that doesn't always happen. So if you guys do let us know that, like I said, it's definitely as much as Chromebooks and those type of things, we have them in stock to make sure that the students can get what they need. But we just have to be aware of it. Sometimes the process is a little convoluted and we're off on Wednesdays, but we are working to make sure that everybody gets what they need to make sure that they learn.
Hi, I have a question for the students that's not doing well in class.
Right.
Is there anything that we can do or you can do, like extra credit to get them up to speed or whatever?
It's a wrap.
So yeah, we have tutoring programs 3 days a week. Ms. Plaza has posted that link a couple times. So if you want your child for the tutoring sessions, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 4 to 6, we offer that.
So the tutoring is going to get the grades up?
Tutoring will assist with the concepts that they're missing. And as long as they keep coming to class and participating, they'll be doing better. As we can see from data we have, scholars are doing a lot better now as of marking period 2, because they realize that school is still in place. So a lot of them had a misconception from last year that, school my grade didn't matter. Unfortunately, that was a reality we had and most schools had. And we saw a huge improvement in academics from our kids that participated in the tutoring program and kids that come to class daily. The kids that come to class daily are doing really well in their classes, and they have to make sure they come to all their classes. If for some reason they're sick or they miss class, they need to reach out to their teacher directly, and Ms. Davis, so that we can offer them more time to make up work. But we just need more constant communication between parent and the school. So when we know your child is sick or needs help, we can start doing more targeted support. If you know they're not doing well in a specific class, please reach out to that teacher right away. If that teacher doesn't get back to you within 48 hours, please make myself, Ms. Ramirez, or Dr. Ford aware, and we'll step in and intervene so that teacher does get in contact with you. But we ask that you give them about 48 hours, business hours, to return a comment to you, as you know, they have 100 kids themselves, but they are responsible and they will respond back to you if you notice your child is struggling. I also ask that you utilize PowerSchool, that PowerSchool access that Ms. Davis spoke about, because you can see every single day how your child is doing. If you monitoring that app every single day, or what I do for my own son, I look at his PowerSchool app every other day, and I'm able to see what assignments he turned in, what assignments he didn't, what he's struggling with, and then I'm able to reach out to the teacher directly, because that I have all the power on my side, because I know exactly what my child is or is not doing based on the teacher's grade book. And I have constant communication with my teacher, with my child's teacher, based on specific areas he's struggling with. So that's why it's very important that if you don't have access to PowerSchool, or if you have access and you haven't been using it regularly, that you take the time to download the app, put it on your phone, or just make a routine to check it nightly or every other night. That way you can keep on top of your child's progress and reach out to your child's teacher directly before the marking period ends or before progress reports. That's why it's very important to have that access. And that's why we wanted to make sure we bought that app for PowerSchool, because we wanted our parents to be well informed of where their child was before it was too late.
Right. So
Yeah, I don't.
just remember that communication is key. So we're a team, and it's very important that we work together so that we are keep abreast of everything that's going on. And just remember, like I like to always say, that we need to inspect what we expect. And so if your child knows that the expectation is that they're in class, that they're communicating with the teacher, that they're completing their assignments, then and so they know that we're checking on that daily, then they know that we're going to be inspecting what we are expecting from them.
I don't have access to the PowerSchool. I never got the password or anything. I asked for it. I have meetings before second marking period. My daughter improved a little bit, but not enough. So now it's third marking period. There's no extra credit. I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point. I already had meetings about her second market period. I guess it wasn't enough. There's no solution. What am I supposed to do on my end? I cannot force her to do anything.
So we're
I don't know what
definitely
else
gonna
to
give you that.
do.
We're gonna get you that PowerSchool access today. We just don't have your last name because you're registered under iPhone. So in the chat, if you could put your first and last name, your child's name in the chat to Ms. Davis, she'll get that to you before this meeting, before 1 o'clock today, and you'll have that access. I'm also suggesting that you do have a scheduled meeting with Mrs. Stratton and your daughter. That way you guys can figure out a plan of action, because it sounds like you said, it's hard when you're working and your child's home, how monitoring it, and we're all having this difficulty. But if we have a partnership, as Ms. Ramirez said, please reach out to Ms. Stratton. She's on this call. And
That's the guidance counselor.
Yep, and the three of you can figure out a plan of action. And then we'll also get the teachers involved.
I spoke with her second marking period. Like I said, my daughter improved a little bit, but not enough, I guess, to get the job done. I thought she probably thought she did enough to get the job done, but unfortunately she didn't.
Yeah, but with the PowerSchool access, she can also see her grades. That way nothing's a surprise. And I know on Google Classroom, they can see their progress as well. So what's so great about this pro with Google Classroom and PowerSchool is that, and it should never be a surprise to anyone what their grade is, because it's constantly being updated and everyone should have access. So we're going to fix that issue of you not having access. So please reach out to T. Davis. Dr. Ford put her email address in the chat.
Mr. Busacco, does the direct message work on this right now?
No, it's not.
No.
It's okay. If there is any other parent in a similar situation or something personal and you don't want to put your child's name in a chat, you can directly email email the person directly as well if you'd like. So that way, you know, you don't feel like everybody's like, I don't want everybody to know I'm talking about Keisha. So you can email the staff member directly as well.
I placed
email in the chat for everybody.
I placed my email address in the chat. Mom, please email me. I had several meetings with several parents regarding during the second quarter. So please email me your child's name and your phone number, and I will call you this afternoon.
Okay.
Habladora, tú nunca contestas.
The private messaging does work on here. I've been able to private message for parents. But just unless everyone saw the private message that I sent to a parent, and someone needs to let me know that. But,
you know what it is? I think it's set up that the host, we can private message each other. Nobody else on here is coming up for me. So they put their emails in there. If you do have a direct concern and you just don't want to put it in the chat, like I said, everybody's put their emails in there. Mr. Busacco, did we get a way to did we take like attendance names for the children, by the way? Just wondering.
No, we have just their names here, and some people have just iPhone. So
if you guys now for the purpose of the chat, if you want to put your child's name so we could do the raffle and make sure your child gets the Class Dojo points, that's not for any other reason, just so that way we can assign the raffle. It seems to be how many? 14 people, 14, 15? Oh, 15 parents. So how do you want to do the raffle, Mr. Busacco?
So what we're going to do is we're going to do it after here. We're going to take down all the names, and then we're going to message out one of you guys today for your scholar to receive a gift card today, because we appreciate you coming out today. So you'll get that gift card from Miss Keisha today. So Keisha, if you can write down everyone's name, and then we'll do a raffle, a random raffle.
I wanted to make real quick comments before we did log off. The first thing, and this kind of does relate to what the parent just brought up, because a lot of parents do ask the question about the extra credit. And I do want to say respectfully that one of the rules of thumbs that teachers request is that students reach out to them to make up any missing work before they assign any extra work. So if you know that your child is struggling, I would really encourage a conversation with the teacher about what may be missing this marking period and what could be made up, because they generally aren't going to give a child extra work if there's still anything that's outstanding. The other thing that's not related to this is that I do want to kind of put out there once again to parents a reminder that the Chromebooks that we give out to students are CCSP computers still, and we do monitor internet access. And there's been an uptick in alerts that we've been receiving regarding students going to inappropriate websites. So if a computer goes to an inappropriate website, we'll get a notice about it, and I'll probably be the one to notify you and kind of have a conversation with you about it. I really believe that prevention is key. So I always would try to talk to kids and tell them in advance so that it doesn't become an issue. But I would encourage you to do the same thing and let your let your children know that we do monitor, we can get alerts from a company if any laptop goes to an inappropriate website or does a search of something that will be considered inappropriate.
All right, so thank you everyone for coming today. We will be posting this entire chat today, so every parent that was unable to make it is able to watch it. And if you do have any questions, you can reach out to myself, Mrs. Stratton, Ms. Davis, Ms. Harris, or Dr. Ford, or Ms. Keisha.
I think
Mr. Busacco, real quick.
Mr. Busako,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you'd be like, damn, Zion and Armani's mom always got so many damn questions.
Oh, you're good.
I was just wanted to make sure because I used to take advantage of the breakfast program, but now I'm home with the kids and my son is in first grade. So it's kind of hard for me to step away from the computer. I'm right next to him right now and he's on the computer right now as I'm talking to you. So are you guys going to talk amongst yourself and Daisy and see if you could set like a time frame for it could be a little bit more convenient for us parents to go and pick up those breakfasts and lunches? Because I do want to take advantage of the breakfast and lunch program and pick up those breakfasts and lunches. So is there a way that you guys can come up with a time frame that is better for us, or I don't know.
Yeah, so Miss Tamara asked that question, and myself and Miss Keisha are going to reach out to Mr. Smith. He's in charge, our business director, and as you said, Days of the Food Service, and we're going to see if there's some other solution that can come up. So we're definitely going to bring that to them today and see what they can make happen.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys.
Thank you.
I have one more question, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I talk?
Yes, please.
Yes, Miss Paul. I'm having the hardest time, and the way it's looking, he might be another student another year.
So what we're gonna do, Ms. Stratton has your information. She's gonna set up a meeting with her, myself, and you, and we're gonna try to figure out some strategies to help this year. Okay? We're gonna work together. So just reach out. She'll reach out to you today. We'll set up a time for next week, and we're gonna try to figure something out. Okay?
I also just sent you a dojo message a little while ago. It's Missy Soldi.
All right.
Is there summer school for the students that might fail?
Yeah, we're working to offer an in-house summer school.
I want to see what Mrs. Soldi
program.
said.
So as soon as we get more information, because it's being presented to our board of trustees, and we're looking for funding for it, we'll have more information. But we are looking to have that even for kids that did not fail, that just need, the parents want them to have extra courses over the summer. We're going to be working on that. So more information to come.
Yeah, because my daughter, when she was in school, she didn't have these grades. So I'm thinking it's the virtual thing, and it's sad.
Yeah. And that's why if hopefully we do open, if it's safe on March 1st, but also we're planning on, if we do get the summer school program, which I'm more than confident we will, but I can't confirm that yet. We're going to be opening that up as a way for like credit recovery, even for kids that didn't fail, so that they're able to boost their grades for the marking period that just concluded. So more information to come. Probably we'll have that information in March. So we won't have it at the next coffee chat, but the March coffee chat or community chat. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everyone. You guys have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Our honor roll celebrations at 2. The link is posted on Dojo, and I'm going to repost it as a pin so that way everyone can find the link at 2 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Good night. Have a good day.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.